Hi, it's Ben here at Glide. This video we're just going to look at how to connect the Glide API to the Microsoft Power BI Business Intelligence product. So what you will need to do is within your Glide system you'll need to click on Config Systems Options and come across to Developer API and activate your API. Mine is already activated here. What you can then do is separately open up our developer website, so that's whatsglide.com/developer. This is where you'll find the documentation on how to construct API calls. An example of one is right here with an example API key. To do exactly the same here for your system, you just replace this element here, the key, with what you see within your Glide system. Coming over to Power BI, and I'm going to click on Get Data. Note that I'm creating this within the desktop product, and I believe the reports can then be published to the various web clients. So we want to first of all click on Other and then Web and click Connect. You then need to put in your API call. So let's go across. The easiest way to do this is to copy all of that apart from the actual key and paste that bit in. This is actually getting information about a particular job ID 114. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to instead get a list of clients. So I just need to change the final bit to /clients/lists. So where it's got jobs, I'm going to say clients, and then I'm going to say list. And I don't need that final bit there. Then from within my Glide system, I'm going to just copy my key and I'm going to paste that in there. Click OK. That will then connect up to Glide, and it's returning a document here. So I'll just click on that and we'll click Load. That's going to load that data into your Power BI query. Next, if we just first of all click on the items over to the right here, we then actually want to go into Edit Queries. So click on Edit Queries. This will bring up a separate window. What we then need to do is come across here to the Source step and click on the Settings. And where it says Open File As, we need to change this to XML tables. You'll notice in the Glide API documentation you can set to have the data returned as JSON, in which case you'll go for this option, but by default it's XML. So we click OK. What that then shows is it's properly telling you what has been returned by the API call. So first of all, Glide has said that that was a successful call. It's told you that the count of clients is 133. And finally it includes a table of the clients. And you would then want to click to expand. That's just going to click Continue there. And you just need to click on Table, and that's going to expand out all of the information here. Now, several of these fields actually include multiple bits of information. So for example, Manager Responsible includes the code and the manager name. So we're just going to expand that out and click OK. I'm going to do the same for the partner responsible, and we're going to do the same for company's house number, and finally for the incorporation date. So that's fully expanded out, and all of these steps are now saved. So if you save this query within your Power BI, you'll never have to do this again. This is a one-off procedure, and you'll now be able to, kind of create other API calls within Glide and link them together in order to create some really nice looking graphical reports and graphs and dashboards. You'll obviously want to refer to the Glide API documentation for what this means, but one of the key items is the Glide ID. So this is the unique identifier for the client, and when you're returning information on jobs and things like that, you'll often find that the client ID is what you're being provided, so you then want to link that back to this table of information here, such that you can present things like the code and the name. So we can now hit Close and Apply, and it's going to apply that. For some reason, just had to click fix this. I'm not quite sure what the problem was there. And that's done. If you want to see more of the fields, you can just come over to the right here and click on all of these, and that will gradually show them all. Some of these have defaulted to showing you a count or a sum. That's clearly not what you want, so all you do for those is find them in the values here, so GID for glide ID. Click on the drop down and just click on here, don't summarize. That will change it from the previously showing the count of 1, so it's now showing the actual ID. So we'll just do that as well for the office setting. And that's all done.